Good morning. The topic which we are going to handle today is problem solving FAQs related to e-commerce sector. My name is CS Gaurav Kumar Sharma and my mobile number is 9906942230. You can get in touch with me over my email ID as well, which is represented over here. So let's start with few of the FAQs which are.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम गौरव है। गौरव वैली आरबी मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल है। कृपया सब्सक्राइब करें दोस्तों, ये सब्सक्राइब का बटन दबाएं, साथ में बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें।
Required or which is being given by Ministry of taxation these days in India. So what is electronic commerce? Electronic commerce has been defined in section 244 of the CGST Act 2017 to mean 217 to mean the supply of goods or services or both, including digital products over digital or electronic network. What is e-commerce operator? E-commerce operator has been defined in section 245 to mean any person who owns, operates or manage digital or electronic facility or platform for electronic commerce. Is it mandatory for electronic commerce operator to obtain registration? Yes. As per section 24X of the CGST Act 2017, the benefit of threshold exemption is not available to e-commerce operator and they are liable to be registered irrespective of the value of supply made by them. So whether a person supplying goods or services through e-commerce operator would be entitled to threshold exemption? No. CGST though 2017 lays down that the threshold exemption is not available to such person and they would be liable to be registered irrespective of the value of supply made by them. This requirement is however applicable only if the supply is made through such electronic commerce operator who is required to collect tax at source under section 52 of the CGST Act 2017. However, where the e-commerce operator are liable to pay tax on behalf of the suppliers and a notification issued under section 95 of the CGST 2017, the suppliers of such services are entitled to threshold exemption. Will an e-commerce operator be liable to pay tax in respect of supply of goods or services made through it instead of actual supplier? Yes, but only in the case of services notified in section 95. In such cases, taxes shall be paid by the electronic commerce operator in such a way that the thing is that. So if we talk about the same, will an e-commerce operator will be liable to pay tax in respect of supply of goods or made through it instead of actual supplier. Then the section says in such cases tax shall be paid by the electronic commerce operator if such services are supplied through it, and all the provisions of the act shall apply to such e-commerce operator and is as if he is the supplier liable to pay tax in relation to the supply of each services. A similar provision for interstate supply is provided for in section 55 of IGST Act 2017. Will threshold exemption be available to electronic commerce operator liable to pay tax on notified services? No. Threshold exemption is not available to e-commerce operator who are required to pay tax on notified services supplied through them. What is tax collection at source? The e-commerce operator is required to collect an amount at the rate of 1%, 1% that is 0.5% CGST, 0.5% SGST of the net value of the taxable supplies made through it, where the consideration with respect in such supplies to be collected by such operator, the amount to be collected is called as tax collection at source. Refer to section 52(1) of CGST. It is very common that customers of e-commerce companies return goods. How these returns are going to be adjusted? An e-commerce company is required to collect tax only on the net value of taxable supplies. In other words, the value of supplies which are returned are adjusted in the aggregate value of taxation supplies. What is meant by net value of tax supplies? Net value of tax supplies referred to means the aggregate value of taxable supplies of goods or services or both, other than the service on which entire tax is payable by the e-commerce operator, made during any month by all registered persons through such operator, reduced by the aggregate value of taxable supplies returned to the suppliers during the said month. Refer to explanation 52(1) of CGST. Is every e-commerce operator required to collect tax on behalf of actual supplier? Yes, every e-commerce operator other than the operator required to pay tax under 95 is required to collect tax where consideration with respect to taxable supply is collected by such e-commerce operator of the CGST. What time should the e-commerce operator make such collection? E-commerce operator should make the collection during the month in which the consideration amount is collected for the recipient. What is the time within which such TCS is to be remitted by the e-commerce operator to government? The amount collected by the operator is to be paid to the government within 10 days after the end of the month which amount was so collected. How can actual suppliers claim credit of this TCS? The amount of tax TCS paid by the operator to the government will be reflected in the GSTR2 of the actual registered suppliers on the basis of the statement filed by the operator. The same can be used at this time of discharge of tax liability in respect of the suppliers made by the actual supplier. Is the e-commerce operator required to submit any statement? What are the details that are required to be submitted in the statement? So yes, every operator is required to furnish a statement electronically containing the details of outward supplies of goods or services effected through it, including supplies of goods or services returned through it, and the amount collected by it as TCS during a month within 10 days after the end of such month. The statement will be filed in Form GSTR 8. The operator is also required to file an annual statement by 31st day of December following the end of financial year in which the tax was collected. What is the concept of matching e-commerce provision? How it is going to work? The details of supplies furnished by every operator in his statement for the month will be matched by the corresponding details of outward supplies of suppliers furnished by the concerned supplier in his valid return of the same month or any preceding month. Where the details of the outward supplier declared by the operator in his statement do not match with the corresponding details declared by the supplier, the discrepancy shall be communicated to both the persons. What will happen if the details remain mismatched? The amount in respect of which any discrepancy is communicated and which is not rectified by the supplier in this valid return or the operator in this statement of the month in the discrepancy communicated shall be added to the outward liability of the said supplier in his return of the month succeeding the month in which discrepancy is communicated. The concerned supplier in whose output tax credit liability any amount has been added shall be liable to pay the tax payable to in respect of the such supply along with the interest on the amount so added from the date such tax was due till date of payment. Are there any powers given to tax official under the GST Act to seek any information, supply, stock, or details of e-commerce operator? Yes, any officer not below the rank of deputy commissioner may issue a notice to the electronic commerce operator to furnish such details within a period of 15 days from the date of service of such notice. Question 18. The seller supply goods through e-commerce operators may have common places of business, especially if their goods are stored in a shared facility operated by the e-commerce operator. This will result in the same additional place of business being registered by multiple supplier. Is this allowed? Yes, this is allowed. Any registered person can declare a premises as a place of business if he has a requisite document for use of the premises as his place of business. So, do travel agents providing services through digital or electronic platform qualify as e-commerce operator? Will they be required to collect tax at source as per the provision of section 52? Online travel agents providing services through digital or electronic will fall under the category of e-commerce operators liable to deduct TCS under section 52. There are transactions in which two or more e-commerce operators are involved. In such cases, who would deduct the TCS? In such cases, each transaction needs to be treated separately and examined accordingly to the provisions of section 52. There are cases in which e-commerce operator does not provide invoicing solution to the seller. In such cases, invoice is generated by the seller and received by the buyer. Without e-commerce operator getting to know about it, the payment flows through the e-commerce operator. In such cases, on what value is TCS be collected? Can TCS be collected on the entire value of the transaction? Section 52(1) mandate that TCS is to be collected on the net taxable value of such suppliers in respect of which the e-commerce operator collects the consideration. The amount collected should be duly reported in GSTR 8 and remitted to the government. In any such amount collected will be liable to the concerned supplier as credit in his electronic cash ledger. GST requires a dealer to maintain a consecutive serial number for invoice. If we are supplying from multiple locations, do we need to centrally maintain the invoice numbers? Provided invoice may have a consecutive number not exceeding 13-16 characters in one or multiple series. So there are sellers who are selling exempted or zero tax goods like books through e-commerce operator. Will marketplace be required to collect TCS on such supplies? As per section 52(1), TCS to be collected on the net value of taxable supplies made through an e-commerce operator. When the supply of itself is not taxable, the question of TCS does not arise. I am a supplier selling my own products through a website hosted by me. Do I fall under the definition of an electronic commerce operator? And do I require to collect TCS on such supply? As per section 244, 245, you will come under the definition of electronic. However, according to section 52 Act IBID, TCS is required to be collected on the net value of taxable supplies made through it. Other supplier where the consideration is to be collected by e-commerce operator. In cases where someone is selling their own product through a website, there is no requirement to collect a TCS as per the provision of this act. This transaction will liable with GST and at the prevailing rate. We purchase goods from different vendors and are selling them on our website under on billing. Is TCS required to be collected? No. According to section 52, TCS is required to be collected on the net value of tax supplies made through it by other supplier where the consideration is to be collected by the e-commerce operator. In this case, there are two transactions where you purchase the goods and the vendors where you sell the goods. Website for the first transaction, the GST is liable and will need to be paid to your vendor on which credit is available for you. The second transaction is supply on your own account and not by other supplier. There is no requirement to collect TCS. The transaction will attract GST at the prevailing rate. Thank you guys for listening to me and hearing this GST possible solution. Please do subscribe my channel and hit the bell button before leaving. And thank you very much for making me this video.